school committee's on. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fall River Media News. Right now, tonight, I am streaming the Fall River School Committee. So tonight I'm going to be streaming. I believe that during the executive session. So I'm going to wait and see what goes on. See what goes on. But in the meantime, I want to bring something up in the meantime. So let me see here. In the meantime here, the U.S. Senate blocked a resolution for curb military action against Iran. That's on SPN. New York City mayor responds to, let's see what else is going on here. So, it's the war in Iran. Do you support? Yeah. So tonight, the school committee's on. Right now, they're in executive session right now. So we're waiting for. Please stand by. So we're waiting for that. So let's hold on a second here. We're gonna take these off right now. Let's see here. See what's going on. Oh.
Ja. Ich mochte die Apfelschorle trinken. Die Apfelschorle ist für mich. Ja, ich mochte ein Mineralwasser. Das Mineralwasser ist für mich. Hast du ein Geschenk für mich?
Against them. I'm going to pull my elbows out and I'm going to push my wrists in past each other. When I do that, I should be able to actually snap the chain on these handcuffs.
Come to us, Sweden.
Yeah, just waiting on the school committee. And because they're in executive session, so we're kind of like really waiting on them right now. So, and see. I want to see what's going on with the superintendent of the school department, and see what they're gonna do. I mean, with the contract. I mean. The contract says that they can fire her anytime. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, for the fact is that I looked it up. Okay, I looked it up, and she cannot sue. She cannot sue the Fall River School Committee. She cannot do that. Because the contract says that. She can get fired at any time. I mean, CJ and Chip, hello. CJ and Chip is basically right. on that. She cannot sue. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe a lawyer or somebody, or a lawyer will probably hear it, will probably tell her the same thing, that she cannot sue the school department. Well, so I'm waiting to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So to see what's going on with that. Even Tom Corey from the actually school department and everything else and stuff too. Tom Corey, school committee man, Tom Corey. I mean, him too. He doesn't let anybody talk either. You know. So basically, just waiting on the executive session. So I want to hear. I want to hear what they. I want to hear what they basically got to say about the. About the contract. I think I know that. I think that's on agenda tonight too. So I don't know. We'll see. Let's check it out. Stand by for a minute because they're in the executive session. All I know is that Chief Kelly Furtado, her contract is almost up. So I'm wondering if the Mayor Paul Coogan is gonna if they're gonna renew her contract too. And the war in Iran is going to be 3 to 4 the next the next 3 to 4 weeks. The war in Iran. Yep, the war in Iran continues. And right now, the Iranian people, um, they are celebrating, because their leader passed away. So they're celebrating. I mean, don't you think that the Iranians think? Don't you think that the Iranians need to be free? Of course, even though it's a sovereign country. I mean, come on. And they're even thanking President Trump for it. Believe it or not. Uh, Chip and CJ said. Even Chip and CJ said that uh, that the Iranian people are celebrating. And I'm just standing by right now and waiting for the school committee come back from executive session. Why are we waiting? Why we're waiting for the school committee to come out of session? I'm going to talk about some stuff that WPRI 12 had posted up on the on the web on the on the feed. So I'm just going to read some of this stuff here. A Lincoln, Rhode Island, WPRI police have arrested a Providence man accused of stabbing someone at Billy's Twin River Casino in Lincoln Tuesday night. Officers were called at the casino around 10:30 p.m. after receiving reports of a stabbing. Police said that the victim had already left the casino to receive treatment at the local hospital. By the time the officers got there, the security of the victim and that was injured unknown at this time. Investigators were able to quickly to identify the suspect of 27-year-old William Ponce with a assistant from the Rhode Island State Police in Providence. Police Department and Twin River Casino Security. Police said that officers were unable to track down Ponce, who was still at the casino, taking him into custody. Ponce has been charged with a felony assault and battery, disorderly conduct. Court records indicate his passed $20,000 Shirley bail on Wednesday. He was also ordered not to contact the victim. Ponce's next court date was slated for June 8th. Down WPRI 12 and pinpoint weather apps and apps by breaking news and weather's alerts. Watch 12 News, WPRI.com, with a free WPRI PRI 12 Plus TV apps. Yeah, well, you can actually do that. But I'm going to also give you the weather for tonight's weather. Today is 31, 49. Thursday, cloudy with a little bit of rain, 30, 44. Friday, 35, 42 with 100% chance of rain. Saturday, 50% chance of rain, 35, 48. Sunday, 55% chance, 39, 57. And the other forecast for Monday will be 30, 60, Tuesday, 43, 62, Wednesday, 45% chance of rain, 44, 59. Thursday, 50% chance of flurries, 35, 57. Fridays, that following Friday after that is 40% chance of snow. High likely that's going to happen because we're going into spring. 29, 40. So that's your weather from Fall River Media News. 37 good. Air quality index is 37, which is similar to yesterday's and about this time. Gust winds, 5 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour, direction northwest. Sunrise at 6:12. Participation 65 in last 24 hours. Sunrise at 5:40 p.m. Visibility 13. Perfectly clear view. Warning global. Next moon set. Nation is 97%. Next moon set is 6:47. Next full moon is 28 days from now. Average plus 10, above average. Daily heights, pressure 30, 27. Low and high. Reporting any issues you can describe to current conditions at your location and help improve forecasting. That's your weather. Open your map. So that's your weather today from Fall River Media News. So we're still waiting on the school committee, and we're just waiting on the school committee right now. What's going on here? Let me see here what's going on. see what's going on the Truth Social. Let's see what's going on here on Truth Social tonight on Real Americans and candidates in Texas on the 23rd Congressional District. Brandon Harris and president of the Digital at Front Lines Straight, Mike hands a political earthquake in Texas. Incumbent Dan Crenshaw was just defeated by Stephen Toth by nearly 18 points, giving that Crenshaw was a high-profile national figure. What to do, you think, was a biggest factor in a double-digit upset? Yeah. The GOP senator tangled with Nor during a hearing and a hearing on her handling of a deportation surge. GOP senator tangled with Norman during his hearing on Senators Republicans pressed the DHS security. Chris Norman during a hearing on Tuesday, including one who brought up her history. You vote after Texas primary race in the Senate is what? John Solomon. You vote after Texas primary race for the senators who do the expect it's happened. Trump just exposed how the UK is and Chinese strongest allies in Iran is waging information warfare. The world's largest mock times insurge deceptors over Iran is declassified documents showing a new twist to the Lame's dissent stories that the state of the economy in lighting of Iran. Wow. Tonight's Real Americans, yeah, well. Norm denies blocking inspectors general for access in DHS. Welch Mini was signaled out and target for political invasion. Welch Mini was signaled out as a target for political. Wow. The intelligent game insights from House Chairman Rick Crawford on U.S. strategies against Iran. Governor Tim Walsh and the Attorney General Keith Ellison absolutely knew what was going on, and they watched it happen. Representative Brian Donald commented on Walsh and Ellison testimony at the House Oversight Committee hearing regarding alleged fraud in Minnesota. Of course, there's alleged fraud in Minnesota. It always has been. Look at the daycare in Minnesota. Look how much that was a fraud. That was that there. That there was one of the biggest frauds going, grown economy going on. The biggest fraud going on in history in Minnesota. Okay, how can somebody, okay, open up a daycare center? Okay, how can someone open up a daycare center? Okay, and with no kids in it? That's kind of funny. Okay, and collecting basically all kinds of money from the state, right? And same thing that happened in New York City. Same bloody thing that happened in New York City. Somebody opened up a daycare over there. Nobody in it. Okay. Same thing in New York. Okay. So in in some places like Minnesota, there's a lot of fraud going on. There is. And half of these and half of these Democrats, okay, half of these Democrats and liberals, they need to go. And you know what? Let's put it this way, okay. I listened to half of what CJ and Chip was talking about, okay, and there's a lot of liberal judges, okay. There's a lot of liberal judges that let people go, okay. Well, here, there's bail for you. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can go. I remember reading, okay, on social media, okay, about a liberal judge, okay, letting a murderer go on bail. Okay, a liberal judge. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why? Because they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to put these people in jail. Okay, they don't. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to put these people away. They don't, because know why? Because it costs the taxpayers money. You know what I'm saying? So why should we? Why should we? Why should the liberal judges put them in jail when it's going to cost the taxpayers money? Don't make any sense. I agree, but it doesn't matter if the DOJ doesn't make any arrests by Walsh, Illness, and the rest of the East criminals. Democrats are just laughing at the administration all the way. There are multiple millions of dollars bank accounts. Of course, yeah, they got a whole bunch of bank accounts. What do you think? Okay. All I hear and are words, but I want to see her in the sound of handcuffs clicking. I want to hear the sound of jail doors slamming shut. I want to hear something other than words. Hey, Pam Bondi, can you charge these fools, please, please? Do something, anything. Well, we're waiting for her to do something too, Pam Bondi. So, and I'm hoping that Pam Bondi does something, and that the fraud and fencing and a follow by money, perhaps that their bank account shall of companies and more, and that it's serious prison, no parole, and pay back the billions to the taxpayers, and for fault of possession and benefits too. Of course, why not? I mean, between Walsh, Barack Obama, okay, and Hillary Clinton, okay, and Joe Biden, the former president of the United States, Joe Biden, okay. Oh, I mean, it's fraud. It is. It's fraud. They're the ones. They're the ones that committed these frauds. Okay, they're the ones that committed the frauds. Okay, so them are the ones I think maybe that they should be in the slammer. Okay, for what they did to for what they did to this country. Okay, and so, and and I'm gonna say that President Donald Trump, okay, he's right. Okay, Joe Biden is the one that started this war in Iran the first time. Okay, he's the one that started this war the first time. Okay, and you know something, I don't want to hear from anybody and saying, well, Joe Biden did not do it. Joe Biden's the one that started this war. Okay, because you want to know why? Even when he was in office, he's the one that caused all these wars. Okay, all right. And you know something? When Donald Trump got back into office, he inherited all this stuff that Joe and Barack Obama and Tim Walsh and Hillary Clinton and the rest of the Democratic liberals that started all this nonsense. Okay, they started all this nonsense. So you know something? Now, now that President Trump is exposing them all, they're all mad. Now they're all mad. Now they all want to fight back because they're all mad now. Good for President Trump. I'm very happy for him that he's exposing all these corruption and stuff that's going on. I'm glad he is. Okay, and you know something? And people are upset. Okay, they should look at the good side of President Trump. Okay, on what President Trump is doing. Okay, so you know what? People are going to talk mad crap about President Trump because you want to know why? Because they cannot stand. The liberals and the Democrats cannot stand on what he's doing. He is exposing all the corruption that happened in Minnesota, Chicago, Illinois, New York City, and everything. Okay, so they cannot stand that. Okay, they cannot stand that. So that's why they're all mad and they're all up there and like, whoa, look what President Trump is doing. No, let's not look what President Trump is doing because President Trump is doing the right thing. Okay, and people don't want to hear it. Okay, even when you say, hey, well, so there's a war going on. Okay, there's a war going on in Iran. Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, I mean, there's a war going on there. Okay. But on the other hand, the Iranians, people, they're happy about it. Okay. They are happy about it. Okay. They are happy. They're celebrating for what, they're not going to be a dictator. They ain't going to have a dictatorship no more. Okay. They deserve to be free. And yeah, I support the Iranians, the Iranian people. They deserve to be free, just like the Palestinians. That's like the Palestinian. They want to be free too, right? So yeah, I mean, I like to see the Iranians be free. Of course I do. The Iranian people. Okay. So I mean, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not be? Why not have them be free? You know what I'm saying? Of course they're celebrating. Okay, they are celebrating the fact, okay, that their leader got killed. Okay, that's why. That's why they are celebrating the fact that their leader got killed. Even though I understand, I get it. People talk about it all the time. Solving city. It's a solving country and everything else and stuff. I get all that. Even Venezuela is a solving country. I get all of it. Okay, I get all of it all the time. Okay, but people, these are people that we're talking about. Okay, these are people that was living under a dictatorship for a very long time. Okay, a very long time. Okay, and you know something? And I'm glad that they're celebrating. Okay, I'm glad that they're celebrating the victory. Okay, so you know what? Yeah. So and Trump is going to help them. put a leader in there. Okay, and as long as Trump is in office, the Iranians will be free. The Iranian people. Okay, as long as he's there. Okay, that's the only way you're gonna stop wars is get these dictators out of there. Okay, these dictators are the ones that cause the problems and everything else and stuff. The dictators in these sovereign countries. That's why Trump is actually getting them out of there. Okay, nobody knows the whole damn story. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, dictators, right? If you gotta, and even even China, okay, China the same way, okay. That we like to get rid of get him out of office too. You know what I'm saying, and put somebody in there, okay, all right, because it's not I mean, people deserve to be free. Okay, people deserve to be free. I understand. Venezuela, there is. It's a sovereign country. I understand that. I understand. Iran is the sovereign country too. I understand that we shouldn't have wars, but the only way to get the only way, okay, is to solve these issues, okay, is get these dictators out of office, okay. The Iranian president, the Venezuela president, they get these people out. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're going to stop these wars. And I don't care what anybody says, okay? I value people's opinions, but that is the only way you're going to solve a war, okay? Is to is to put somebody in there that's going to be for the people, okay? The Iranians want somebody in there that's going to be for them. It's to help them, okay? With the economy, okay? Help them build up what they need to build up, okay? So, well, the reason why I'm telling you this is because my father told me this, okay? So this is what my dad told me this, and I go by my dad's words, okay? And if my father was here today, let me tell you something. He'd be on his podcast with me, okay? And he'll tell you all about the wars and stuff from when he was a kid and growing up, okay? So I mean, it's so that's what my father would do. Okay, my father, ever since I was a kid, my dad told me about these wars. Okay, he told me about these wars. He says these wars from Iran, China, North Korean, okay, South Korean, okay. He told me about the Korean War and everything. He told me all about this, okay. And you know something? I'm glad he did, because I'm glad he did. I'm glad he did tell me about it. So I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's got an opinion on everything, and and then when you talk about it, when you talk about these things, people want to hate you for it. You know what I'm saying? Which is, it shouldn't even be like that. Okay? People go, oh, well, no, you're wrong. No, it's there's no wrong and there's no right either. Okay? You know, there's no wrongs and there's no rights. Okay? But people just don't understand. Okay, what's going on? People assume things all the time. People assume things all the time. But my opinion, my father taught me, my dad taught me basically everything from childhood until not until the time I grew until the time I grew up, about politics, about what the wars were. And matter of fact, I had an uncle that was in the Korean War. Okay, I sat down with him, and he told me about what he saw when he was in the Korean War. He what my uncle, and that would be my mother's brother. Okay, the one that died not too long ago, and he and with and and he told me. He said, Dave. He says I seen a lot of stuff go on in the Korean War. Okay. He says, I've watched people die, okay, in the Korean War. Okay. And I went, wow. I said, damn. He says, I watched my best friend go up and get a shoe shine and a hand grenade got him. Okay. So I mean, he told me a lot of stories. Okay. He told me a lot of stories, and half of his platoon is half of his platoon. There was only 3 guys standing in his platoon. That's what it was during that Korean War at that time. Okay, you know, nobody's gonna tell me about wars. Okay, nobody's gonna tell me about it, because let me tell you something. War's been happening since the day I was born, since the day you were born. Wars has been happening. Okay, Iran, Israel, Hamas. Okay, the Palestinians. They were at it even before we were born. Okay, they were at it. Okay, they're always fighting over land. They're fighting over this. They're fighting over that. Okay, they've been doing it for hundreds of years, thousands of years. They've been doing it. Okay, and it's pretty sad. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, what can we do about it? You know what I'm saying? The only thing we can do is talk about it. Okay, but what is it going to solve? It ain't going to solve anything. Okay, it's not. It won't. It won't solve nothing. The only thing that it's gonna. The only thing that's gonna. The only thing that will solve it, if somebody has to come to a peace treaty, come to a conclusion, and say, "Hey, look, you know what? Hey, look it. You can have the land, okay? You okay? Well, let Hamas let them have the land. The land is not worth worth my time and worth trillions of dollars in wars. But that's just the that's just the that's just the way of life. Okay, people get mad, people get upset, and everything else and stuff. Even when I talk about it, people get upset. You know what I'm saying? About it when I talk about the wars. Okay, people get upset. But there is no wrong and there's no right. Okay, wars have been happening since the day I just a, just a, before I was even born. Okay, okay. That's how long, and that's how long wars been going on. Okay, they fight over things. Okay, it's all about the economy. It's all about the money and everything else and stuff. Okay, okay. Well, the Amer- well the well the American uh, well well I need money. Okay, well I pay the American people pay you to protect you. Okay, and then something, when they can't pay no more, there's and there's wars. Oh well, I'm confiscating your land. So that's how wars break out. Okay, that's how trouble starts. Okay, the Middle East, uh, the Middle East, and Saudi Arabia and everything and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, look at the president of Saudi Arabia. Okay, uh, what happened there? Okay, he left the Saudi Arabia capital and split with what trillions of dollars. Okay, and took off, because you know why? Because he knew that that they were looking for him. They knew that they were looking for him. So take a look at that. You know what I mean? That's when Joe was in office. Because they knew that Joe was a weak president. Okay, but let me tell you something. Do you see them pulling that stuff under the Trump administration? No, they're not. They're not pulling that stuff under the Trump administration. Of course not. You don't see them doing that under the Trump administration, but they did it under the Biden administration, right? Because they knew Joe was weak. Okay, they knew he was, and that's why that's why they pulled what they did. Okay, that's why the Saudi Arabians that's why they did what they did. Okay, and took over the capital of Saudi Arabia. That they took over the capital over there. Okay, so that because they knew. Because let me tell you something, they knew. Okay, they knew Joe was weak. Okay, but now President Trump is in there, and they know not to. They know that President Trump is not weak. Okay, so out of my opinion, I think President Trump is doing a good job. I think he is. You know what I'm saying? I think he is. Okay, that's my opinion. People get mad. People get mad. Oh, President Trump is not doing nothing. He ain't doing a good job. Of course, he's doing a good job. How else was he, not doing a good job? The reason why they want to impeach him is the reason why they're going to try to impeach him because he's doing a damn good job. That's why. That's why they want to impeach him. The liberal Democrats, that's why they want to impeach him. Okay? That's why. You know what I'm saying? Because he's doing a good job. Okay? And a lot of people, some of the people don't like it. Okay? Like Chuck Schumer, Tim Walz, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Governor Moore Healey. They don't like it. They don't like it because he's doing a good job. Okay? They don't like it. Okay? None of them like it. Okay? Because he's doing a good job. He is. That's why he's doing a good job, and I'll stand by it too. I mean, people want to get mad at me, fine, go ahead, go for it. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm really tired of hearing, okay, that President Trump is a Zionist or President Trump took AIPAC money. I'm really tired of even hearing that. Okay, it's disgusting. Okay, it's disgusting. Okay, and, it is. It is disgusting. I'm tired of hearing it. Okay, I mean, you people, you got haters all over the place. Okay, haters. Okay, and it's sad. Okay, nobody should be hating anybody. Okay, nobody should be, calling people a Zionist. Okay. How does everybody know that Trump is a Zionist? How? Do you got proof that Trump is a Zionist? Show me proof. Show me proof. I want to see proof. Okay? I want to see proof that he's a Zionist. Show me proof. I'm tired of hearing it already. Okay? First that people are on Trump's side. All of a sudden, Trump is a Zionist. Trump is this. Trump is that. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Really? He's doing a good job. He's doing a good job. And yeah, I voted for him. I mean, look what he's doing, and for the Iranians, yes, yeah. Well, there is a war out there. Okay, there is a war out there. That war could be over oil. That war could be over oil. That war could be over anything. It's all about the money. Okay, it's all about the money and the economy. Okay, it's who's going to get rich. Okay, that's what it's all about. Okay, it's who's going to get rich. Okay, just like the city election. Okay, Mayor Paul Coogan, same thing. Okay, Mayor Paul Coogan builds market rate housing, right? Okay, he builds market rate housing. Senator Michael Rodrigues, Senator Michael Rodrigues don't want the forensic audit, right? He doesn't want that, right? People are arguing over that. Sure, I want the forensic audit. Michael Rodrigues don't want it. So don't you think Michael Rodrigues should be, included in this recall? I'm sure. I'm sure he should be. He should be included in this recall too, as well as Mayor Paul Coogan. Cal Viola stands by Mayor Paul Coogan. Mayor Paul Coogan supports Maura Healey, okay, and her campaign. Okay, so basically, we should be recalling all of them. That's what we should be doing. Okay, because you can't do it to one, you got to do it to all of them. You got to recall all of them. Okay, because if you get one asshole out of there, you got to get all the all the other ones out of there too. Same thing. The SOBs. Okay, because people are mad because Mayor Paul Coogan, market rate housing. I am upset about it too. Okay, I am upset about it too. Okay, about this market rate housing. I am upset because my neighbor across the street called the city hall yesterday and for twice, one day, 2 days ago. Okay, and when I was there the other day, he asked me to call the mayor's office and everything else, and they still haven't come by cleaning his damn street. Okay, all right, because DCM is the one that they're the ones that put all that snow over in his parking lot. Mario, he cannot even get, deliveries. Okay, he cannot get deliveries. He cannot get customers to come in his parking lot. So, I mean, how would you feel if you owned the business? Would you be upset and be mad too? Of course, I think you would, right? Come on, man. I mean, they're not going to do nothing. Of course, they're not going to do anything. Because you know something? The chief of staff is a craphead. Okay, he's crap. Okay, and so is Mayor Paul Coogan. Okay, he's a clown. Okay, all these people should be getting out of office. When he's out of office, I want to put a manager in there. A manager. That's what I want. That's going to run the whole entire system. Okay. Nobody knows how to do anything right. Okay, in Fall River, especially in government and the government center, they don't know how to do nothing right. Okay, not a damn thing right. Okay, and you know something? Well, I understand Jason Correa, sold all those trucks. I get it. Which is Jason Correa should have never sold those trucks. Okay, those trucks were for to be the plow, but when he sold them. Okay, he used that to privatize his trash. That's what it was. Okay, that's how much everybody knows. Okay, the only smart person that said something to me, was my good friend James. He was the only smart one that said something to me about it. But you know something? Let me tell you, Jason Correa should have never sold those trucks. Okay? Never. Okay? Those trucks were supposed to be for plows. Okay? To plow our streets. Okay? When they were needed. Okay? So this is why all this conflict is happening, is because of Jazel. Okay, selling the trucks. This is why we're short plows, is because of Jazel Correa. Okay, and plus I already knew that already. Okay, Jazel Correa made money off those trucks. Okay, he made a lot of money off those trucks, and let me tell you something, and everybody knows it. Okay, everybody knows that he made a lot of money off those trucks. Okay, because those trucks are still good and still usable for the streets to plow our damn streets. Okay, so if anybody's got any questions about it, bring it up over here. I mean, I will answer your question. You got any questions about it? Put it right over here in my messenger box. People talk so much and know nothing. Okay. Let me tell you, this is why I wasn't even on podcasts for the last couple of days. Okay, because people talk this, but they don't have anything to back it up. It's unbelievable. They talk about Trump being a Zionist. They talk about Trump being, taking AIPAC money. Hey, look, in this world, nobody's perfect, okay? Not even President Xi. He ain't perfect, okay? But you know something, though? But I'll tell you one thing, though, all right? At least he's getting the job done. Okay? At least he's getting the job. At least President Trump is getting the job done. Okay? He wants people. It's hard to be a president. Okay? It is. It's hard to be the president. Okay? Because you're dealing with the whole entire country. Okay? The whole entire nation you're dealing with. Okay? You're dealing with Iranians, Iraq. You're dealing with Russia. You're dealing with President Xi. You're dealing with all these. You're dealing with all these foreign countries and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be the president. Okay, it's not easy. The people that talk about presidents, why don't they try running for president and sitting in a Oval Office and see if you can run the country? Okay, see if you can run the damn country. Okay, you'd be like, wow, you'd be all over the place too. And yeah, and President Trump, he's 79 years old. He's going to be 80. Okay, he's going to be 80 years old. I mean, come on, crying out loud. God, you know what I'm saying? I know it's hard. It's not easy to be the president of the United States. It's not. Okay, it's not easy to run, the whole entire country. It burns you out after. And then something. And sometimes, people, lay your hands off Iran. Lay your hands off Iran. Well, you know something? The Iranian people are celebrating right now because you want to know why? Because they love what President Trump did, okay, for them. And you know something? And they love what President Trump did for them. Why don't you guys just look it up, okay? Look it up. It's not easy to run it's not easy to run a it's not easy to run a country. It's hard to run a country. Okay, not even the best person in the world could run the country like Donald Trump can. But, it's just like, oh, well, the midterms are coming up. And let me tell you something about the midterms that in case you want to know, yes, he is winning the midterms. He is winning the midterms. So anybody's got any information on that, he's winning the midterms. He is. He's winning the midterms. Okay, so that's how good that's how good of a job he's doing. Oh, and the Epstein files too. Okay, and the Epstein files too. Okay, you know how many pages are in that Epstein file? And that Epstein file, millions, thousands of pages. Okay, millions, and there's thousands of pages in there. Okay, there's thousands, and you know who's in that? You want to know who's in that? Okay, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, okay, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, okay. But you know something though? But you know how long you would go through those Epstein files? Now how long it would take? You'd be 105 years old. Trump did take a picture of him, of course, with Epstein. I saw some pictures. He did take a picture of him. Maybe his name is there. Who knows? Maybe his name's there. Who knows? People are saying his name is there. And people are talking, oh, why don't you, Melania Trump, she's got a passport, okay? She's got her citizenship, okay? She's got her citizenship, okay? People assume a lot of things, okay? People assume a lot of things. She got her citizenship, okay? God. See what I do, and the reason why I wasn't on a podcast for a few days, because you know something, I've been listening and listening to what people are saying on the podcast, and you know what? I come in my little room over here and I start typing, I start doing my research and pulling things up. That's why I haven't been on a podcast. This is the first time that I ever today, okay? This is the first time tonight that I ever went live, okay? Okay, that's the first time I ever went live tonight on a podcast, okay? Because I was doing a lot of research over here, and and I was listening to what people are talking about, okay? When people talk about Trump, when people talk about this, when people talk, I right into the research bar, and then you know something, and I pull up all the information. But Melania, she does have, she has a green card to be here. She is an American citizen. Okay. No, you can't deport people. You can't deport somebody that's already an American citizen. Okay, you cannot do that. Okay, deport people that are already an American citizen. You can't. Okay, sometimes, and this is why and this is why, and another reason why I wasn't on a podcast. Every time I say something about either Donald Trump, or I say something about Barack Obama, or I say something about Bernie Sanders, or I say something about the liberals, people get all bent out of shape. Okay? All right? They get all bent out of shape. Why do they get bent out of shape? Because they don't want to listen to the truth. Okay? That's why people get bent out of shape. Okay? They don't want to listen to the truth. You know why? Because the truth bothers them. The truth bothers them so much. So they will hate you. Okay? Even if you're a liberal, they hate you. Okay? Even if you're a Republican, they still will hate you. Even if you're an independent, they still would hate you. I know this for a fact because I used to be an independent. I used to be a Democratic liberal. That's why I know. Okay? All right? That's why I know. Okay? A lot of haters out there. Okay? A lot of haters. And that's sad. Okay? When people start hating on people the way they do. Okay? Nobody can love anybody, get along with everybody. Everyone's got to fight over politics. Okay? Everyone. Okay? That's why nobody talks about politics, because everyone is a hater out there. Okay? They hate on people. Okay? And it's sad. Okay? It is. It's horrible. Okay? For what people do. Okay? And it's bull crap. Okay? You know what? And then, you know something? I don't like it. Okay? I don't like it. Okay? And that's why I don't talk about politics anymore. This is my first time today talking about it. There's no way, because people are so hateful out there. They hate. Okay? And it's sad. How this world is today. Okay? Many years ago, people talk about politics. Okay, you're right. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. Okay? Let's go to the coffee shop. Let's go have a coffee. Let's go have dinner. Let's go have breakfast. Today, it's not like that. Okay? I cannot even come home with my wife, okay, getting off the bus, okay, and walking down my street without a drunk coming up to me and getting in my face. I have the video footage and everything. Okay? It's not safe out there. It's not. And Mayor Paul Coogan thinks, oh, it's okay. Okay. Yeah, well, there's nothing going on. There's no new crime going on. Bull crap, there ain't no new crime going on. Okay? He's delusional in the head. Okay? And whoever knows Mayor Paul Coogan, you can go back and tell him what I said. Okay? Because he's delusional. Okay? In the head. Okay? The biggest scum bucket in the world. Okay? What about Kelly Furtado's contract? That's almost up. Is he going to renew that? No, he's not going to renew that. He's not going to renew her contract. I already know that. You know what I'm saying? Look what he's doing to the school department, okay? There's a policy says that the school department, there is a policy saying, oh, I can fire the superintendent for no reason. But you know something, though? With that being said, in that policy, okay, check this out. With that being said, in that policy, she cannot sue anybody. And I wrote that on Chip and CJ's, live feed today. Okay? She cannot sue. No lawyer will take her case. Okay? Because all they have to do is get a copy of that policy and bring it to court. That's it. And the school committee, their lawyers will laugh her right out of court. Okay, she cannot sue on any circumstances whatsoever. Okay, that policy. You think, and yeah, again, but do you think that Mayor Paul Coogan's going to renew Kelly Furtado's, the chief of police's contract? I doubt it. Not the way he's going. This city is dead. This city is broke. It's a joke. It is. It's a joke. It's a damn joke. It's broke. We have no money whatsoever. We charge people for water fee, rainwater, that should be abolished. That should have been abolished a long time ago. Okay, people run for city council. People run for state representative. How come they don't talk about the water fee, the property, the water that runs down, that when it rains, it runs down the gutter pipe? How come they don't talk about that? That's a money grab. That's bull. Okay, that's more money in their pocket to charge the property owners. Okay, that's bull crap. Bull. All right, I call bull. Okay, I call it a money grab. That's what I call it. Okay, that's what I call it. It's a money grab. Okay, you know, the more money that these politicians want, the more money that these politicians see, they want. Okay, they want. What do you think when people run for mayor? What do you think when people run for senate? What do you think when people run for state representative and stuff? Okay, you know why? Because the damn money is there. Okay, you know, we need the right people and the Bristol and the Senate and Massachusetts Senate. Okay, we need the right person there. You know, Gabriel Boomer is running for Senate. Okay, why don't everybody get behind him and support him? Okay, he's running for Senate. Okay, he's running for Senate. I think the guy deserves a shot at it. Okay, Michael Rodriguez is no good because he don't want the damn audit. Okay. Know why they don't want the audit? Because they want to rob and steal money off the taxpayers. Okay, your hard-working money. Okay, money that you earned. Okay, for your pockets. Okay, I mean, come on, man. You know, people out there and people out there smarting the hell up. Use your head. And stop voting for the same people in office. Moy Healy, same thing. The reason why Moy Healy's making cuts because know why? Election year is coming up. Okay? Make a change. Make it better for your community. I've been trying to tell you people this for years. Even when I went up against Michael Rodriguez, even when I ran for city council. Been trying to tell you people ask me to run for mayor. I'm not. Why should I? Okay, but you people need to, because I know if I ran for mayor of the city of Fall River, if I ran up against Coogan in a recall, okay, you know what will happen? You people will not vote for me. You people will vote for him. And that's what you people do best. It was a shitty turnout in the election. It was, honestly. I'll be the one. I'll be the one to say it. It was a shitty election. The mayoral race. Okay, it was shitty. Okay, it was no good. Okay, it was no good at all. Okay, because you thought. Okay, well, if I vote Mayor Paul Coogan back there, things will change. Things did not change. Okay? Mayor Paul Coogan lied to you guys. Lied right to your face. Okay? Back with the market rate housing. That's not that's not going to help the economy. That's not going to help the economy one bit. It's only forcing more people out in the street. Even in the cold weather, okay? People were still out in the street. When are you people going to smarten up? When it's too late? Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah? Make a change in the government. In the state of government. Get rid of Ma Healy. She's no good. Brian Shortsleeve or Mike Keneally. Somebody. Other than her. This economy is collapsing. Okay? This economy is damn collapsing. That's what it's doing. We're broke. We have no money. There ain't no there ain't the reason why there ain't no money in the budget in the city in the city budget because Mayor Paul Coogan kept on raising it. That's why there's no money. And Jazo sold the trucks. That's what happened. That's why we got nothing. That's why the property taxes keep going up. All the time. When is people are going to smarten up and put their thinking cap on, okay, and say, hey, look, maybe Dave is right. Let's make a change. God, my 7-year-old grandson knows to make a change. Jesus, you people, man. Man, every day I hear it. Mayor Paul Coogan. Make the change. Make that change. You know, I hear CJ talk about Mayor Paul Coogan. I hear Chip talk about Mayor Paul Coogan. I hear, this is what I hear. I hear a lot. I hear it over and over. Okay? Over and over again. Okay? You know something? I'm already my head's already like this.
Privatizing trash collection was one of Fall River's biggest mistakes.
Privatizing the trash. That's what Mayor Paul Coogan was actually. That's what Jazel privatizing the trash, getting rid of the trash trucks and stuff. Okay, that's why we don't have the trucks like we used to do and plow our streets every single time we have a damn snowstorm. Okay, you know. This is all Jazel's fault with the trucks, okay? All right? That's why we don't have them. That's why DCM don't have a director anymore, okay? That's why DCM don't have a director no more. I mean, put a director that's going to stay in the DCM. Hire somebody. Get rid of Mayor Paul Coogan. Separate the school committee away from the mayor's office. That's what you got to do. I see a lot of talking about this, but nobody's doing a damn thing. Don't piss me off. Okay? I hear a lot of things. I hear a lot of things. Outside, even today, on my scanner, hit and run injuries at Walmart in Fall River. Okay? This city is not going to change unless you change administrations. That's what you got to do. You got to change administrations. If you don't change administrations, the shit storm is going to keep continuing. That's what Chip is trying to say. That's what CJ is trying to say. Change administrations. Well, that's what you got to do. You got to change administrations and stuff. So, whatever. So yep, you got to change. You have to change administrations. That's what you got to do. But anyways, just to say, oh, what the heck is going on over here? Oh, I got to take that off. Oh my God, I had to take that off. Oh Lord. Well, anyways, let me. I gotta put something else up there. Let me see. Let me see what I can find on Facebook. Let me see. See, these are the people. Oh, please. Let me see. It's all crazy, all this Facebook stuff, man. Wow. Iranian Gulf and fleet erased 0 ships and wow. It's all crazy, man. It's all nuts. Stuff happening in Fall River. Look at this. This is well, yeah. So this is all the stuff that is actually happening in Fall River, right? Look at all this. So I like to play all this. I'm going to play this because I think it's. Yeah, well, I mean, this is all the stuff that Jared Costa put up there. Crazy. That's all the stuff that Jared Carson put up there. In that area. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous, And Israel has launched a ground invasion of southeastern Lebanon. This is ridiculous. Look at all this, man. This is crazy. Okay, this is nuts. Israel has launched a group of invasions of South Lebanon. I mean, why are these people picking on Lebanon? Leave Lebanon alone, man. My God. Yeah, well, we are going to cut off all trades with Spain. Yeah, well, Spain is basically going to get cut off. Look at that. So Spain is going to get cut off. They're not going to be trading in with Donald Trump is not going to be trading with Spain anymore. No more. It's crazy of all this stuff. Look at this. You know what I'm saying? And Bernie Sanders. Okay, this is Bernie Sanders. Let me open this up for a minute. We are just growing the. Let me see. Let me put my glasses on so I can read this. I gotta read this stuff. He's always complaining. We just gave the Pentagon nearly $1 trillion. Then Trump is asking for $500 billion more. but now we want to even more money for awards. So without congressional approval, the answer is no. But um, we need to invest in the American people, not more uh, endless wars. Well, I mean, I'm gonna agree with Bernie Sanders with that because we don't need no more wars. We don't. Okay. We don't need no more wars, but we have to start. We have to start getting along. You know what I'm saying? So we have to start getting along. With uh, we have to start getting along. So and keep things peacefully. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's just it. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get along. With with what we got. You know what I'm saying? So but anyways, but Bernie Sanders, yeah, no, I mean having wars and stuff like that. No, I totally agree with him. You know what I'm saying? But I agree we shouldn't have any wars. But I don't know how many troops are over there in Iran right now. I mean, I heard that there's a lot of people dying over there. You know what I'm saying? I heard. I don't know how many, but I heard there's a lot. But but it is though. It's sad. You know, so it is. It's sad. I mean, look at all this, man. Look, I mean, War 3 has started. I mean, look at all planes all over the place.
I just got three things to say.
It's sad. It is. It is. It's a sad thing. Um, Even look at Walsh, man. Check this dude out, man. Yeah. Oh, breaking news: Tim Walsh is exposing for uh, retaining taxpayers' payments and similar fraudster. Yeah, there you go. See that? It's nuts, man. I'm telling you, people are crazy, man. I love it. You know. Yeah, it's nuts. Man recorded truck flying about car during wild crash in Middleburn. Iran is trying to, yeah. Yeah. They're all crazy, man. They're all nuts. Every single one of them. Yeah. Even the Democrats are crazy, man. Democrats, liberals, and everything. The Iranian man by Sherman Oak is hoping to regroom charges after being forced to flee early in the 80s. Now, look at this. Oh, gosh. These people, man, they drive me crazy. The Iranian man from Sherman Oak hopes for regain changes after being forced to flee early in the 80s. Yeah, this guy here, crazy. Yeah, it's basically unbelievable, man. The stuff that you see. Yeah, well, I mean, people, and they, well, I want to show, I mean, I don't want, do not, yeah, please. This is my video from the other day. Wait a minute, let me play it.
Well, today I was just I was just at Mario's Lebanese bakery, and he called the mayor's office so many times to actually for them to come out and actually clean this right here because his customers can't get in. Okay. And but he actually did half. But I mean, look at this mess right here. Okay. He called the mayor's office the other day and also the day before, and they said that they were going to actually send somebody out to clean this. And and they never sent anybody out. So when I went in there to go buy Manish, to go buy something, and probably like pay my bill. He had told me that he had asked me to call the mayor's office. So I called the mayor's office and I spoke to the receptionist and asked them why. How come you didn't send anybody out to actually clean this? I says, look, I says, this thing is, I'm right. I says, I'm right here right now, talking to the owner, okay, of Mario's Lebanese Bakery. I mean, this is his bakery right here. This is his business. He's got some good meat pies. He's got some good meat pies. He's got some good manish and everything. It's awesome. So, but look at this. I mean, this here is a disaster. Okay, look how far it is here out in the street. Okay, and you mean to tell me that these people did a good job? No, they didn't do a good job. I'm sorry. Okay, they didn't do a good job. Okay, I mean, the guy needs his customers to actually come into the bakery over here, right? So, but I'm right here to document this because we did talk to both of us together. We did talk to the receptionist, and he said that he's going to get somebody out. He's going to call DCM and try to get somebody out here right away. So I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that they didn't lie. They didn't lie because I mean, Mario's a great guy. Okay, and so I'm hoping somebody comes out here and clears all of this right here. I mean, this stuff comes basically right up to here. Okay, right up to here. Look at this. Okay, right up to here. I mean, how much space do you have for customers to come in? Okay, to come in and come and support him and come and buy his manishas and stuff, right? So how much space do you have? You don't have that much space here. You know why you ain't got that much space here? Because you have all the snow right here, okay? You have all this snow over here, okay? And let me tell you something, okay? And it's not right, okay? Business owners, they pay taxes too. So, and I'm hoping that DCM will come down here and take care of this situation, okay? So he called once. Somebody said that they were going to send somebody down. Never send anybody down, okay? Never did, okay? And it's not right, okay? It's not right at all. He cannot even get his deliveries in here, okay? With this mess being here, okay? He can't. I mean, the poor guy, you know what I'm saying? The poor man, you know what I'm saying? He can't, I mean, why are they doing this to him? You know what I'm saying? So, and plus, look what you got right here, okay? In this area right here, look what you got, okay? How much room do you have over here? You don't have that much. Okay, so Mayor Paul Coogan, yes, he is responsible for it, and he's also responsible for calling DCM and having DCM come out here, okay, and clear this out, okay. Yeah. So Mayor Paul Coogan has a responsibility okay, for this, okay. This is his bakery, okay. This is his business, okay. This is where he makes money and his livelihood, okay. And how much room do you have for a delivery truck, okay? How much room do you have for I'm sorry. How much room do you have for a delivery truck to come in here, okay? He can't. There's no room because he parks his car right there, okay? Customers have to park over there, okay? Customers can't park over there, but now Mario, he's got his car over there, his business car over there. So, but I'm hoping that they do come down and take care of this. So this is documented. If it ain't done, then we'll continue on calling up the city hall again, and until somebody comes down here and does this. So, but take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and now still today, okay, I looked out I was outside, okay, and nobody came down and cleaned that spot so he can bring his customers in there, okay? So that's the first, second, that's the third time that happened to him. Nobody came down and cleaned it. So Mayor Paul Coogan's a scumbag. Okay, and you know what? And so is his chief of staff too. Okay, because his staff too. Because no one know why. Because now, okay, after all that, nobody came down. Nobody came down and did anything about it. Okay, after the first time, the second time, that was the third time. The call was made. Okay, the call. That was the third time that the call was made to the mayor's office. Okay, so, and this is why we have. That's why we're losing a lot of business here in Fall River is because of their lack of responsibility. Okay, their lack of responsibility. The mayor's office, okay, is the lack of responsibility. Okay. It's not hard to call DCM up and say, "Hey, can you go down and do that shoveling, okay, and help that business owner out on Harrison Street?" How hard is it to make the phone call? What does the chief of staff do? Sit at the desk and just don't do nothing and collect a paycheck off of taxpayers' money too? Maybe that's why Mayor Paul Coogan hired him, because he's probably corrupt just like he is. Who knows? But anyways, it's already 10:14, and I'm headed. I'm going to end my show and everything. So I'm going to try to put another clip up there and look at this too. And we'll be here by. Look at the lousy job that they did over here too. So I'm going to play this one too. Look at the lousy job that they did over here on Pleasant Street.
They just got done fixing that up over there. It's called market rate housing. Yeah, they did something with the little restaurant over there. They probably made houses out of that. Who knows? That's got to go over there. Crazy. But yeah, they did some market rate. They did something over here. I don't know if these bottom floors are going to be apartments. I don't know. But I don't even know. if those bottom floors are going to be apartments. I think they're going to be storefronts. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that corner when there becomes a restaurant again over there. Yeah. So I'm hoping. Yeah, it's supposed to. We're supposed to have a little bit of snow today, so we're supposed to. I don't know how much, but we're supposed to have something. Joe Rebello. How you doing, Joe? Good morning. Yeah, well, we're supposed to have a little bit of snow this morning. Or maybe later on tonight or something. But that over there, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the bottoms are going to be. I don't know if the bottoms are going to be storefronts. I don't know if they're going to be restaurant, houses on the bottom. I don't know that. I don't know. I mean, storefronts, houses, apartments, or whatever. I mean, like those across the street over there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know what their intentions is, but I know on the top over there, those are going to be all apartments, and once they're done, those apartments are going to be like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $8,000 a month, to be exact. And the rents are going to be horrible for that. But I'll tell you one thing though. I remember that storefront over there. They used to be used to be a butcher. Butcher owned it, and we used to have we used to use butcher paper. Yeah, so we used to use butcher paper, and to wrap up our meats with. Yeah, because when I was younger, I used to live here on Flint Street, and I used to go over to that store over there for my mom all the time. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of things changed over the years, I would say. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things changed over the years. Just like if you want to go by, go ahead. It's all right, man. So if you want to, things changed over the years, and we still have the Leonard's liquor store over there where the stab. Oh, I'm sorry. Where the stabbing used to be. Where the guy got stabbed over there. You know what I'm saying? A Leonard's package store. Still have that. Mini Mart Deli over across the street over here. We got that. And Cafe Rio 1300. Yeah, there's a bar across the street over there, which is maybe we should just get rid of that. Yeah, we used to have a a lot of things. Matter of fact, we used to have a hardware store right across the street over there. I remember that burnt down. A hardware store. I used to go over there and make keys. Used to actually go over there all the time, make keys over there. And I remember the Parrot that they had over there. And if you go a little ways up, I mean, you got some jewelry stores up there. Then again, you got some, restaurants and stuff up there. But on this side of the street over here, the person that purchased a license to open up a restaurant over here, they actually closed down. I guess they wasn't making too much business, or not too much business. So yeah, I mean it's things changed. I mean, a lot around here since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I used to walk up and down Pleasant Street all the time. I used to live up on Eastern Avenue too, many years ago. And every Thanksgiving, I used to go out and walk down the street over here all the time. You know what I'm saying? And go out places, come back, I mean, this is where I used to walk up and down Pleasant Street at. Go home at 11 o'clock at night. But and yeah, this flagpole right here. I'm just flagpole right here. This is good memories right here. This flagpole right here. I used to play on it. Okay, when I was a kid. Okay, I used to take the swing on it. And, when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying. I used to play on it. I used to hang out over here, by 5 cent savings bank. you know, good old glory still flying. Yeah, flying high. Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, man, we had some good times over here. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to sit on this wall right here a lot before they built this. Actually, the wall was actually right here. You know what I'm saying? I used to sit right over here, actually right over there, and the opening right over there. It's actually pretty cool. And this is where this is actually where I met, my wife's, my wife's uncle right here in this area. You know what I'm saying? You know, Uncle, Robert Hyde used to be, used to be a former police officer. And this is where we met, and we used to have numerous conversations over here. Cool, huh? Well, anyways, I gotta go, people. Take it easy, go slow, and have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you all. Bye now.
Well, that is the end of my show for tonight. I wanted to watch the school committee, but I guess the school committee did not come on. I guess they were in executive session. So, but anyway, take care, everybody. Have a great night. Um, this is my first time on, today. So it felt nice to be on, to talk to people and and let people know, uh, you know, to let people know what's going on, especially in Fall River. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the city side, political. So, but anyways, take care, everybody. Have a great night. This is Fall River Media News. David Mead. Take care, and then I will figure it out how to get back on again, because right now I've been actually so busy. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so busy doing other things. You know what I'm saying? And I just didn't have time to come on. So I figured I have a little bit of time tonight. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. I hope you enjoyed all my videos. I hope you enjoyed all the talk that we just had a little while ago. So all that fun stuff. So take care, everybody. Have a great night and sweet dreams. And we'll talk again soon. Have a great night, everybody. Take care. Dave Mead, Fall River Media News.